Hi friends, my book today is called Get Set Swim. It's written by Jeannie Atkins and illustrated by Hector Lee. Jasenia's ponytail swished as she skipped downstairs. Hurry, Mammy, she called. This was Jasenia's first year on the swim team, her first meet at a rivals team pool. At the door, Mammy tucked a box into her purse and pinched her scarf together against the cold. Jasenia raced her brother Luis down the street. Watch where you're going, Mammy said. Stick together. At the community center, Jasenia climbed on the bus and sat with Anna. When Luis tried to balance on the seat behind them, Mammy settled him down by talking about when she'd been a girl in Puerto Rico. Our house was so close to the ocean that it stood on stilts, Mimi said. And we used to glide down the grassy hills on palm leaves. The sky was very, very blue. Like that? Luis pointed to the sky out the window. No, Mammy looked over the tall, crowded buildings. The sky isn't blue enough. Jasenia was tired of the dreamy way Mammy spoke about the brilliant blue sky and the sea that seemed to stretch forever. She pressed closer to the older girls in the seat ahead of her. Weston won by 8 points last time, Nicole said. We never win any meets away from home. In Puerto Rico, there are giant lizards that cling to whatever they bite, Mammy told Luis. We girls used to hang them from our ears. Oh, how silly is that? Luis put his thumbs in his earlobes and wiggled his fingers like lizards. Yesenia turned to the window, thinking about how her mother had never learned how to swim. Mammy had made sure that Luis and Jasenia got swim lessons, but it took more than dreams to win the race. Jasenia was scared. How could they compete against the lucky girls who lived in these houses? As the space between the houses widened, so did the empty space inside Yesenia. She's feeling scared. The bus stopped at Weston School. Mammy kissed the top of Jasenia's head. She smiled as if she were breathing in a garden, though Jasenia knew her hair smelled just like a pool. Ta amo, Mammy said. I love you too, Jasenia replied. In the locker room, the girls pulled on their swimsuits and tucked their ponytails into caps. They stretched in the hallway as Coach East said, "Don't worry, because the pool is bigger. Everyone is equal in the water." The pool probably isn't broken half the winter, Nicole muttered. There are more girls on their team. Just keep your eyes on where you're going, the coach advised. Now, get in there and swim. The first race was for the older swimmers. The water surface broke with thundering dives. Jasenia cheered. It was hard to tell one girl from the other until they turned. Then Jasenia recognized the way Nicole pulled her knees before whipping them out. She sped ahead and rammed triumphantly into the wall. Soon it was Jasenia's turn to stand on the edge of the pool between the two girls and the other team. The overhead lights buzzed. The pool hummed. Jasenia rocked from heel to toe. She tried to breathe long and deep into her belly, the way the coach taught her. But she was short on breath. Mammy waved. Luis wiggled his fingers like lizards. Jasenia's feet pressed flat onto the smooth platform. Get ready, Coach called. Goggles snapped as girls pulled them on. Jasenia leaned forward in the water. The empty space inside her seemed to fill with marvelous blue that Mammy remembered from Puerto Rico. The pool was exactly blue enough. Get set! Go! The girls dived The quiet, still water turned frothy and loud. The water streamed off Jasenia's goggles and rushed past her ears. She stretched her arms long and Mammy talked about. Then Jasenia caught sight of the girl next to her, moving ahead in the lane. Jasenia gulped in some water. Her tired legs sank. She kicked hard again. One finger touched the end of the pool. She splashed up and gasped for air. Great race, Coach East gave her a handout. You just lost a few seconds at the end when you looked to the side. Mammy was there and hugging her before Jasenia could warn her that she would get wet. I'm so proud of you, Mammy said. Jasenia pulled on a sweatshirt to watch more races. As the afternoon wore on, it became clear that they were going to lose the meet. Jasenia cheered even louder and hugged her friends even harder. When it was the last turn to swim, Jasenia tried to fill herself with calming air, but she kept taking quick, nervous breaths. She shifted her weight from one foot to the other. She wondered if she could swim fast enough. Jasenia rose to her toes. She curled her arms and shoulders like a wave. You can do it. Jasenia seemed to hear her mother's voice, and her hands broke the water. She sped ahead, fast, faster, not only for herself and for her team, but for Mammy too. She didn't look back. She didn't look to the side. Jasenia swam with all of her strength of her mother's dreams for her. And then her fingertips tapped the wall. Do you think she won? Joyful girls pulled Jasenia from the pool crying, You won, you won! Jasenia turned to her mother and said, I love you. And Mammy said, I love you too. She won. When the meet was over, the girls changed and dried their hair. Mammy gave Yesenia the box as they stepped outdoors. Gracias, Yesenia laughed, and she pulled out the earrings shaped like lizards. She slipped them on and danced a little salsa to make the earrings wiggle. Look at those earrings. How special. Let's go, Yesenia, Anna said. The sky turned a brighter blue. Their team would win another time. Yesenia just knew it. She spun around. We'll be back.